Welcome to today's session on expanding brackets. So anytime that we are asked to expand brackets, normally we're either asked to simplify this or to help solve, dependent on the type of question that we've got. For the examples, we're going to be looking to simplify and looking to expand out single brackets in the first examples, then double brackets, and then we're going to see how to operate when we've got more than two brackets. So first example, we've got 2 outside the brackets, and inside brackets we've got x plus 3. So what we're going to actually be looking to do, we're going to be multiplying our 2 by everything inside the bracket. This 2 is right up close to the brackets, so exactly the same as if this was 2x, it would be 2 times x. Because this is right up close to the bracket, this 2 is multiplying by everything inside the bracket. So 2 times x will be 2x, and we're also going to multiply the 2 times the positive 3, which will be positive 6. So we bring all that together, 2 times x is 2x, plus our positive 6. And that is now this bracket expanded. Another example where we've got a letter outside the bracket. So here I've got n outside, and I've got n minus 4 inside the bracket. So what I'm going to do is the exact same as what I previously did. I'm going to multiply what's outside by everything inside. So we've got n times n, and we've got the n times negative 4. We've got to make sure that we include the sign to the left hand side of our numbers and letters anytime letter that we're multiplying, adding or subtracting. So we've got n times n, which is n squared, and n times negative 4, a positive times a negative will have a negative answer. So n times negative 4 is minus 4n, and this is now this expanded. So now we're going to have a look at double brackets. So we've got x plus 2 in one bracket, x plus 3 in another bracket. Very similar to what we did previously. We're going to multiply everything outside the bracket with everything inside the bracket, but now we've got 2 brackets right next to each other. So I'm going to multiply everything that's in this bracket by everything that's in this bracket. So I'm going to multiply using the for method, which some people call the smiley face method, but of course you'll see the significance of that in just a moment. So we've got x times x, we've got 2 times 3, we've got our 2 times x, and we've got our x times 3. That is everything in this bracket being multiplied by everything in this bracket. And here you can see the smiley face. So I'm going to bring all that together. I've got x times x, which is my x squared, my 2 times 3, which is my positive 6, my 2 times x, which is positive 2x, and my x times 3, which is positive 3x. Now here I've got like terms. I've got positive 2x plus 3x. So I can actually simplify that. 2 lots of x plus 3 lots of x. That will give me 5 lots of x. Now we like this written as going down in the powers. So start off with our x squared plus our 5x, which will be to the power 1, and then plus our constant, plus our numbers, plus or minus. So here we've got x squared plus 5x plus 6. We could also use the grid method to solve this. So we've got our x plus 2, so x and 2, our x plus 3, our x and 3, and then we're going to multiply out using our grid method. So in this box we're going to have our x times x, which will be x squared. Then we can go our 2 times x, which is 2x. Our 3 times x is 3x, and then our 3 times 2 is 6. And of course we'll have the exact same answer as what we've got here, because we've got the same numbers as what we had in the example just. So now we're going to have a look at what do we do when we've got more than 2 brackets. So here I've got x plus 2 in one bracket, x plus 3 in another bracket, and x minus 1 in the last bracket. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to deal with my first 2 brackets to begin with. I'm going to deal with my x plus 2 and my x plus 3. So I'm going to multiply these out first, which is going to give me x squared plus 5x plus 6. I know this is correct because this is the same example as what we had in the previous slide. But now that I've gone and solved these two brackets, I'm going to put this into a bracket and I'm going to multiply this, everything here, by what's left in the final bracket. So everything in this bracket is going to multiply by everything in this bracket. So my x to the power of 2 times x is going to give me x to the power of 3. My x squared times negative 1 is going to be negative x squared, so minus x squared. My positive 5x times x is going to be positive 5x squared. My positive 5x times negative 1 is going to be minus 5x. My positive 6 times x is going to be positive 6x. And my positive 6 times my negative 1 is going to be negative 6. Now, very similar to what we saw to the previous example, we've got like terms across here, in which case we can now simplify this further. So I can't simplify my x to the power of 3 because I've got no other x to the power of 3's. My minus x squared, if I add 5 lots of x squared to this, I end up with positive 4x. And my negative 5x plus 6 lots of x, that will give me positive x. And then I'm left with my minus 6 at the end. And that too is now simplified. My brackets have been completely expanded. So this is just showing that we can still use the exact same skills as we used in the very first example all the way through. It doesn't matter how many brackets that we've got in the question, we can still solve it, we can still simplify it. Thank you very much for watching.